Hello everyone and welcome back to Across the NFL here on Huddle Breakdown. In today's episode, we'll look at last week's ugly loss to the Cleveland Browns. We'll also look at stats and scores across the NFL. We'll look ahead to next week against the Minnesota Vikings, and there may be some breaking news in today's episode. We'll start by looking at some plays from the Browns game, and obviously not a lot good came from this game. We'll start, as you're going to see, I'm going to while I was playing, obviously, pulled up the play art and realized that this guy is wide open. And he's going to be gone for a touchdown. There you see, I was playing as Williams. I tried to trail back, but, no chance there. Here, obviously, turnovers been an issue. This one, not really on Gardner Minshew, though. This is just a classic Madden-type play. You would assume in real life DJ Chark would be able to corral that football, but a bizarre play, obviously, off Tyler Eifert's hands, and then Chark, I guess his knee is the one that boots it out of his own hands, but then his other knee just kind of pops it up in the air for it to be intercepted. A wacky play there. Here, really, as the game's about to get out of reach, just trying to stay in this game, looking, throwing, and we get intercepted there going to Laviska Shenault. This one is going to be returned for a touchdown, and obviously that was a theme in today's game, but looking at the play, it was third down, just trying to force it down 2 scores. That is a bad read, a bad decision on my part. Here's a 3rd and 5, and one of those fumble return for a touchdowns. There's a lot of them. Here is 3rd and goal, and here's the last one. Trace McSorley, I thought he was going to get in here, but no, he's going to fumble at the one. Of course he is. And of course, somehow he's going to find himself open and return that for a touchdown. But I believe we have some breaking news out of Jacksonville. Let's head to the Across the NFL news desk.
Following the 45-6 blowout loss to the Cleveland Browns, the Jacksonville Jaguars have fired their head coach, Doug Marrone. Marrone, who took over as the interim head coach in 2016, has now been fired just 5 games before he would conclude his 4th full season with the team. Back in 2017, his Jags were 1 win away from the Super Bowl. Now with a 3-8 record this season, his career in Jacksonville will end. Marrone's head coaching record in Jacksonville was 40-53 all-time. Jay Gruden will be named the interim head coach in Jacksonville. Gruden, who is also the offensive coordinator, brings head coaching experience from his career in Washington, where he was 30-50-1 all-time. Jacksonville is expected to begin the search for a new head coach immediately.
Thank you to Jacob at the Huddle Breakdown news desk. Obviously, that news, not too surprising. I think everyone really knew he was going to get fired. The question was going to be when. That may be the surprising part, that it happened in the end of the season. So Jay Gruden will take over, and will go up against the Minnesota Vikings next week. I do know that some candidates on the list for the next head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars include Robert Saleh, Greg Roman, Josh McDaniels, Lincoln Riley, and Eric Bieniemy. We will find out in the off-season episode who the Jacksonville Jaguars sign. Let's now take a look at some stats and scores across the NFL. We will start in Detroit, where the Lions have now won 3 straight. 35-28 is the final over Houston. The Texans lose a big game. They've lost 2 straight now to fall to 6-5, opening the door in the division for the Colts. And on the other side, the Lions get a big win, and their playoff hopes may still be alive at 5-1, although the NFC is a tough division. In Dallas, another team that's hoping to get in the playoffs, the Cowboys have won 2 straight. They're 5-6 on the year. Ezekiel Elliott went off, 17 carries, 147 yards, and a rushing touchdown. The Cowboys get a big win, 27-7, on top of the Washington football team. In Pittsburgh, where the Steelers get a big win over the Ravens, 31-13, Lamar Jackson played very bad. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Vince Williams and Joe Hayden were the ones who intercepted Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Now fall to 6-5, while the Steelers sit pretty atop the AFC North with the win 31-13. In Indianapolis, where the Colts get a big win 42-7 on top of the Titans. 5 of the 6 touchdowns scored in the game by the Colts were rushing touchdowns. The Colts sacked Tannehill 5 times, with 3 of them being for DeForest Buckner, and they move to 6-5 now on the season. The Bengals lose a shocker at home to the 6-5 New York Giants. Daniel Jones trying to get his team into the playoffs, but for the Bengals, they are now 2-3 in their last 5 games after starting the season 6-0. Giants get the win. The Buffalo Bills have won 2 straight, 22-14 is the final on top of the Chargers. The score at the end of the first quarter was 7-2. Yes, there was a safety in this game. There was 8 combined sacks in this game. The quarterbacks played really bad. Just an ugly game all around, but the Bills will win 22-14. In Atlanta, the Falcons lose a crucial game for wrapping up that division, and as well as the top seeds in the NFC. They lost 33-27 to the Raiders. Nick Kwiatkowski, the former Bears linebacker, nearly broke the record for tackles in a game. The record is 16 solo tackles. He had 13 with 2 more combined tackles. And the Raiders have won 2 straight, 33-27. Don't tell the New York Jets that they're tanking. They now have 4 wins on the season, 21-7 on top of the Dolphins. Tua, not a terrible day, but the Dolphins will fall 21-7. In New England, the Patriots season may very well be over. They lose to the Cardinals 35-23. The New England Patriots are going to need to win out at a 4-7 record. It still is mathematically possible, but not looking good for the Patriots. The Minnesota Vikings getting closer to wrapping up the 1 seed in the NFC. 42-14 is the final on top of the Panthers. The Vikings take their anger out on the Panthers this week after their ugly loss last week to the Cowboys. They win 42-14. The New Orleans Saints get back in the win column, 38-35 on top of the Broncos. Both quarterbacks had good days, but ultimately Drew Brees comes out on top and gets the win. In Los Angeles, where the Rams have lost 3 straight, 34-17, the 49ers get the win. Raheem Mostert, 3 rushing touchdowns on the day, and for Jared Goff, 2 interceptions. The Rams now fall to 7-4 after the 34-17 loss. In Tampa Bay, where the Buccaneers lose again, 31-28. Kansas City gets their 4th win on the season, and they are in the same boat as the Patriots. Going to need to win out and maybe some help to get in the playoffs, but they will defeat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. In Lambeau, in primetime, the Packers lose 28-20 to the 3-7-1 Chicago Bears. Mitchell Trubisky plays like how they thought he would. Aaron Rodgers, a touchdown and an interception. Jordan Love did have to play in this game for a couple plays as Rodgers was hurt. He did come back in the game, but Jordan Love got his first completion in the National Football League. 1 for 1 for 11 yards, but the Packers lose a big game in the playoff picture. And in the final game in Week 12, the Eagles get a big win on top of the Seahawks, 24-20. The Eagles outscore the Seahawks 21-3 in the 4th quarter to erase a 17-3 Hawks lead. Good win for the Eagles, and that NFC East is turning out to be a tough division there at the top. Eagles win 24-20. We thank you for watching today's broadcast of Across the NFL here on Huddle Breakdown. Next episode in the Jacksonville Jaguars rebuild series will be Jay Gruden's first game as the Jacksonville Jaguars interim head coach. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the video, and we will see you around at the next Huddle Breakdown.